Imprisoned for 10,000 years. Banished from my own homeland. And now you dare enter my realm. You are not prepared.
Hello everyone! Last week we talked about Illidan's role during Warcraft 3 and we ended the story with Illidan failing to destroy the Lich King. Arthas left him in the snow to die, but Illidan managed to survive. His allies, Lady Vashj and Kael'thas Sunstrider, they dragged him back to Outland to prepare the defenses against Kil'jaeden's wrath. It took 4 years, but Doomlord Kazek found a way to reopen the Dark Portal, and we found out what exactly Illidan had been doing with his time. The lore during the Burning Crusade was sometimes conflicting, and some parts have been retconned or never really explained, so not all of it makes a whole lot of sense, but let's take a look at the story and see how far we can go. Our adventure begins in Hellfire Peninsula, where we find out that the Pit Lord Macferiden, the same one that Illidan defeated to claim Outland, has been imprisoned and is used to create Fel Orcs. It was the blood of the Pit Lord Mannoroth that empowered but also corrupted the Orcs of the First Horde, and it made them slaves to the Burning Legion. The blood of Macferiden is used in a similar way, only now the Orcs follow Illidan's orders, although some don't drink willingly. They're part of the so-called Fel Horde, and the war chief is Kargaf Bladefist.
Vermin! Leeches! Take my blood and choke on it!
Both the Alliance and the Horde, they take their forces, they attacked Hellfire Citadel, they take care of this so-called Fel Horde and their war chief, and they even manage to free and slay Macferiden.
The Legion will consume you all.
In Zangarmarsh, we find Lady Vashj and her Naga, who are still loyal to Illidan. They're working on draining all the waters from the marsh, but the reason behind it is never truly explained.
Water is life. It has become a rare commodity here in Outland, a commodity that we alone shall control. We are the Highborn, and the time has come at last for us to retake our rightful place in the world.
Some speculate that it was simply to take control of the water, since water means life and controlling it would give them power. Another theory is that perhaps they were storing all this water to create a new Well of Eternity, which could fit in combination with the 2 vials that Kael'thas and Lady Vashj held. Each of them held one of the vials filled with water from the original Well of Eternity, so that could fit, and it could match with what was going on in Netherstorm.
Lord Illidan, I am sorry.
Since in Netherstorm, we find Kael'thas Sunstrider and his forces, and they've taken over the Tempest Keep. This dimensional ship was used by the Naaru to travel to Outland, and one ship was named the Exodar, which took the Draenei from Outland to Azeroth. Kael'thas spent his time in Netherstorm draining mana directly from the Twisting Nether, but we would later find out that he was no longer loyal to Illidan. Illidan's defeated Icecrown had him slipping into insanity, and Kael'thas switched paymasters accordingly. He now serves Kil'jaeden himself, but that's on its own is a story for another time.
Energy. Power. My people are addicted to it. Welcome to the future.
The Naaru that travel to Outland with the Tempest Keep, they are called the Shadar and their leader is Adal. They, together with the Aldor, they took the city of Shafra back, and the Aldor are a group of holy Draenei who've been fighting with Kael'thas' forces. The Naaru are hell-bent on stopping the Burning Legion, so they would be a very powerful ally for Illidan against Kil'jaeden. Instead of allying with them though, Kael'thas sent his troops to attack Shafra City, but instead of actually fighting, his forces laid down their weapons and teamed up with Adal. Vorefal the Seer, the leader of this Blood Elf group, he had seen a vision which showed him that Adal was his race's only hope for survival. They formed the faction called the Scryers, and this was a terrible blow to Illidan's forces. You have to wonder why exactly they attacked Adal and Shafra City, why did they turn them into an enemy? And again, this has never truly been explained. Some write it off to Illidan's madness, as he saw himself as the ultimate lord of Outland. He would not want a potential foe gathering gathering troops against him, so perhaps that's a simple reason as to why. Another theory is that Illidan never ordered Kil'Thuz to attack the city. As we would later find out, Kil'Thuz had allied himself with Kil'jaeden. What better way to weaken Illidan's position against the Legion, keep the Naaru occupied while Kil'Thuz served his new master, than by faking an attack and putting these two forces against each other. Like I said, we don't know for sure, but what we do know is that Adal, the Shatar, the Scryers, the Aldor, they all work together against the Legion and against Illidan. Another ally for this war was found in Shadowmoon Valley, namely the broken Draenei Akama, who teamed up with Illidan during Warcraft 3.
I remember the temple as it used to be, a place of worship. I prayed within its chambers and meditated among its gardens. I was happy then, at peace. I remember too the day the orcs came. A day marked by cries of war and torrents of blood. When terrified women and children huddled in darkened corners. I led many to safety, but many more paid the ultimate price. That day, my beloved sanctuary became the Black Temple. There, the orc warlocks practiced a twisted magic that corrupted the land and nearly destroyed us all.
Do not do this, Gul'dan. Bear witness to the undeniable power of our Dark Master. He will destroy us all.
Even after the Horde's reckless sorcery tore the planet apart, my people were unable to find a lasting sanctuary. I remember the armies of demons that swept down on us like a plague. During these dark times, the one called Megtheridon made the temple his home. Then came Illidan, the one they call the Betrayer, the enemy of my enemy.
Megtheridon lures scores of hapless demons through them daily.
Then we must seal them permanently.
We helped him seal the portals of Outland and cut off the Legion's reinforcements. We fought with renewed strength, and together we reclaimed our sacred ground. I think part of me knew, even then, that the Black Temple had only traded one evil master for another. I prefer to remember the temple as it used to be, not the abomination it has become. My soul bears the burden of my misjudgment, but I have been patient. I have been waiting, and when the time is right, the betrayer will become the betrayed.
Akama is not happy with Illidan's actions and he wants to take his former temple back. And on top of that, Illidan has also decided to enslave Akama's fellow Broken. Surprisingly enough, Maya Shadowsong still lives as a prisoner and she's guarded by Akama. Together they conspire against Illidan, and when the time is right, they'll strike at the betrayer. This is easier said than done though, since Illidan has stripped Akama of a portion of his soul and he's holding it as a hostage within the Black Temple. This assures him that Akama and his people will remain obedient, so something will have to be done about this. A long attunement questline explained what was going on and that Akama was actually working against Illidan. In order to enter the Black Temple, we would have to get the Medallion of Karabor. Akama holds all 4 medallion fragments, but he's still missing the final piece. Seer Udalo has come to Akama in a dream to announce that he has found the final piece, but Udalo has been captured by Kil'Thuz. We're sent to the Alcatraz in the Tempest Keep to find Udalo and see what he knows. We unfortunately arrived too late though. Dalu is long gone, he's already dead, but before he died he left a single word written on the floor. You can barely read it, but you do recognize the word Atamal, and Akama explains that fell orcs under Illidan's command have guarded an Atamal crystal known as the Heart of Fury. We kill the orcs, we take the crystal and we deliver it to Akama. Only touching the crystal makes Akama feel like he could become the Lord of Outland himself. But this was not part of his vision. He places the crystal within the medallion and he tells you to bring the restored medallion back to Adal. The next part of the questline begins in the Serpent Caverns, where the Naga found out that Seer Olum has been working against Illidan. They tried to torture him to make him talk, but he kept his mouth shut, so they planned to deliver him to Illidan himself. Illidan has the power to see through flesh into one's soul, so if that would happen, all their plans would be in jeopardy. We set him free and return to Akama, but Olum realizes that there's only one way to truly keep their secret safe.
Akama, my friend. Have you been informed? I was found out by Vash's followers. Our secret is in peril.
Olum, old friend, it is good to see that you are safe.
Illidan is looking for me. I am not safe here. None of us are.
Illidan will become suspicious. That much is for certain. We will deal with it as we always do.
Illidan will find me. And when he does, he will pry the Ash-Tongue's secret from me. Such is the power of the betrayer. No. There is only one way. My usefulness to the cause has come to an end. I must venture into the spirit world.
You cannot be serious, Olum. Your sacrifice has already been too great.
My decision is final. I will not be dissuaded. I have devoted my life to our plan. To jeopardize it now would betray all who have died for the cause long before me.
It appears your mind is set, then. We will guide you to the spirit world, with as much kindness as we can.
I thank you, Akama. You honor me by allowing me this moment, surrounded by my brothers. Farewell, friend. Guide our people well.
Farewell, dear friend. We shall meet you in the next world when our duties in this one are fulfilled. Master, we have found the traitor who escaped Vash. His body lies in front of me lifeless.
You disappoint me, Akama. I wanted to question the treacherous worm myself. I'm beginning to question your allegiance, Broken.
But sire, you have misjudged my actions. I do have knowledge of someone close to you who plans to betray you. It is that dog, Kael'thas. He has aligned with Kil'jaeden and intends to replace you as Lord of Outland.
I do not sense lies in your voice, Akama. That Kael'thas would betray me does not come as a big surprise. I'm not as oblivious as some would think. That one of your own was involved with him puts your loyalties into question. Send your Ash-Tongue into Tempest Keep and slay his most prized possession, the phoenix known as Alhar. I must know that you are not on his side. Do not think of betraying me, Broken. We both know who owns your soul.
It will be done, my lord.
After killing Alar, there's only really one thing to do, and that's to give Akama a chance against Illidan. And to do this, Akama will need his soul. In a vision, he's shown that Chillwind's phylactery would be perfect for the job, but the only problem is that this battle has already taken place. That means that we'll have to go to the Caverns of Time, to the battle for Mount Hyjal, and we'll have to collect the phylactery.
You have won this battle, but not the war.
With the phylactery in Akama's possession, the time has come to strike at the betrayer. Akama will set Maiev free, and together with his Deathsworn, they'll attack Illidan at his doorstep.
Now is the time, Maiev. Unleash your wrath.
I have waited for this moment for years! Illidan and his lapdogs will be destroyed!
Slay all who see us. Word must not get back to Illidan.
The Naru Zeiri also joins the battle at the Black Temple, and together with the Scryers and the Aldor, they manage to distract Illidan long enough for Akama and Maiev to infiltrate the Black Temple. Maiev disappears during that battle, so we wouldn't see her for the rest of the raid, but Akama and his Deathsworn remained close to help. Through the sewers, we made our way inside, and we got a look at what Illidan had done with the temple. During his time in Outland, Illidan apparently allied himself with the Dragonmaw clan. This clan had been collecting Netherwing eggs and riding Netherwing drakes. Netherwing dragons were not born on Draenor, they were brought there back during the Second Horde invasion. Deathwing had decided that transporting his Black Dragon eggs to Draenor was a very good idea. This way, he had his flight on a second planet, another world to conquer, so in exchange for his help, the Horde transported eggs to Draenor. The explosion that transformed Draenor into Outland also magically transformed the eggs, turning them into Netherwing dragons. That's the background of the dragons, and they were born free, but they were now being controlled by the Dragonmaw clan, and the Nether Dragon called Mordanae was not happy about this. He requested help from adventurers to infiltrate the Dragonmaw clan, work their way up from peon to the first High Lords, and along the way messing up as much as we could. At the end of the questline, we're promoted by Illidan himself, but Illidan is no fool. He instantly sees through our disguise, and he orders Overlord Morgor to deliver our carcass in pieces to his lair. But before they could take revenge, we were rescued and taken to Shafra. Surprisingly enough, Illidan has also recruited demons into his ranks, and these demons were completely loyal to Illidan. During the Green Fire questline in Mr. Pandaria, we found out that Illidan had created a fount of power within the Black Temple, similar to the power from the original Well of Eternity. We know that Illidan had taken with him a few of the flaws that he had filled with water from the original well, so it's very possible that he used one of these flaws to create this source of power. This power was such a pure energy that the demons gladly switched sides in exchange for drinking from it. By feeding upon its powers, they were also broken free from their addiction to the Legion's magic. Funny enough, Kenrafat also speculates that this is the original power source Illidan intended to offer the Blood Elves, but for some reason, he didn't let them near it. Once we defeated the Shade of Akama, and Akama restores his soul, the Ashtongue Deathsworn stand down and they stop attacking us. The next boss, Terran Gorefiend, is the first Death Knight ever created by Gul'dan. He was defeated by the Alliance during the Second Horde invasion, but we were tricked into restoring his body, and after that he rode off and he joined Illidan in the Black Temple. It was never explained into details why he joined Illidan or why Illidan allowed him in, but I'd imagine that Illidan could use all the help he could get, and Terran followed power.
The wheel spins again.
The Shrine of Lost Souls, as I mentioned earlier, is the place where Illidan created his pool of power. I wish I could tell you more details about the boss, the Reliquary of Souls, but not much information is given. It's speculated that this was a vessel used to store souls, and since they chained it to the wall, it's speculated that they were not friendly even to their masters. Its purpose and such, sadly, is not explained.
Be careful what you wish for.
Next, we take out Gurtak Bloodboil, a so-called Dire Orc, and after that, the way to the Den of Mortal Delights opens up. This area is, in my opinion, one of the most bizarre areas ever created by Blizzard. The den is filled with blood elves, with humans, sisters of pleasure and pain, servants, concubines. It's truly a den of mortal delights. Any reason or purpose has never been given to this area, but it's not hard to imagine what this was used for. Mother Sharaz waits at the end for us, and during the battle she says things like,
"So, business or pleasure? Enjoying yourselves? I wasn't finished."
The Burning Crusade, a very strange time for lore, but let's continue the story. After Mother Sharaz, we face the Illidari Council, and once they're defeated, Akama shows up again to open the door to the Betrayer. He isn't powerful enough to break the spells himself, but the spirits of Udalu and Olem, the ones who had sacrificed themselves for the cause, they show up and they help him.
Be wary, friends. The Betrayer meditates in the court just beyond.
Finally, it's time to take on Illidan and end his reign.
Akama, your duplicity is hardly surprising. I should have slaughtered you and your malformed brethren long ago.
We've come to end your reign, Illidan. My people and all of Outland shall be free.
Boldly said, but I remain unconvinced.
The time has come. The moment is at hand.
You are not prepared.
During the fight, Illidan summons his minions, so Akama leaves us alone with the Betrayer.
Is this it, mortals? Is this all the fury you can muster?
Their fury pales before mine, Illidan. We have some unsettled business between us.
Maiev, how is it even possible?
Ah, my long hunt is finally over. Today, justice will be done.
Maiev shows up near the end of the fight to end her long hunt.
It is finished. You are beaten.
You have won, Maiev. But the Huntress is nothing without the hunt. You are nothing without me.
He is right. I feel nothing. I am nothing. Farewell, champions.
The light will bless these dismal halls once again. I swear it.
Maiev feels nothing after getting her revenge and she teleports herself away. Akama swears that the temple will be restored and Illidan lies dead on the floor. So ends Illidan's reign over Outland, but his story, his legacy is not yet over. Illidan wasn't the only demon hunter in existence, and Kil'Thuz had sent 5 of his blood elves to train with Illidan. 3 of them died during training. Leofaras the Blind, he went mad and he became a boss in the Serpentine Caverns, while Varadis was so good that he became even better than his night elf teachers. Another night elf demon hunter named Altrius the Sufferer, he saw that Illidan was not who he once was. His soul had been corrupted by power, his mind been twisted by defeats. He had become what Altrius sworn to destroy, so he helped us with taking out Alandine, Ferras, Nefarel and Varadis. There are more confirmed demon hunters, and very likely that there are more unknown demon hunters, but the last one I want to mention is Feronas Sindweller. Feronax can be found in Felwood, and we're sent out to claim his head by Archdruid Navarax, since Feronas has been killing druids. Feronas explains that the night elves he killed were not actually night elves, but they were demons in disguise. Even the Archdruid is a demon, but more importantly, he shows you what Illidan did for the forest of Felwood. How he fought through armies of demons, how he drank from the skull of Gul'dan, and how he took out the demon Tychondrius. As the reward for these actions, Illidan was banished by his own brother, and I think this shows how divided people are when it comes to Illidan. Some say that he's a misunderstood hero, some say that he's a full-fledged villain, while others worship him as the savior of Azeroth. And those that perhaps wish that they had done a different story with Illidan, or perhaps a better story with him than what they did during the Burning Crusade, they might get their wish.
Hi. Will we ever see a redemption or resurrecting of Illidan Stormrage as a character with Malfurion and that whole storyline?
do I want to do that? I think that'd be badass. I don't think anyone at all has even suggested it or talked about it. Not to my knowledge. But I love that shit. I'm a sucker for a good redemption story, so... StarCraft.
Is Illidan still at the top of Black Temple?
You want them back, don't you?
Could we? Could we just bring them all back? Chris, is that cool?
I wouldn't say all. Actually, we're just in a panel for the broad WoW Q&A, and someone brought up, you ever going to bring Illidan back? And so we just kind of asked, do you guys think we should bring Illidan back? Based on that response, I think it's likely. We'll have to figure it out.
This got some speculation going as to how they could do it, and during the Greenfire questline, a small line hinted at Illidan still being out there. Chewbacca and Kenravad, they were on a journey together, and they reached the ruins of Fedalon. Chewbacca questioned why so many demons still lingered after the Legion had left. Kenravad explained that these demons were Illidan's demons, to which Chewbacca asked why would that matter, since Illidan is also gone. To which Kenravad says, how should I know? So apparently the demons should have left after their masters died or when their masters went away, but they didn't. Did they get a new master, or is their old master Illidan still out there somewhere? Another theory to go with this idea is that Illidan absorbed so much demonic magic that he himself turned into a demon. Certain demons, like the Dreadlords, they cannot be killed on the mortal plane. Killing them on Azeroth simply sends them back to the Twisting Nether, so a very popular theory is that Illidan is currently somewhere out there in the Twisting Nether. This could be fighting the Legion, this could be teaming up with the Legion again, but the idea is that Illidan is still out there somewhere. These are all just theories and speculations though. For now, as far as we know, Illidan is dead and his story has ended. Which means that my videos on Illidan are also done, so thank you very much for watching everyone. I really hope you enjoyed Illidan's story, I hope I did it justice. Subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time guys, see ya!
Whatever I may be, whatever I may become in this world, know that I will always look out for you, Tyrande.